back to one and only study platform for students, Educational Guru. Subscribe this channel for further updates. Today, we are gonna read and understand Chapter 8 of Science, named Cell Structure and Function. So let's start with our today's. This chapter is about cell, and we are going to read first of all what is cell. So cell is the structural unit of an organ. For example, you can say it is compared to as bricks. Why? Because cell is when we have microscope and when we see on microscope, cell it looks like bricks. So let us read more in this chapter about the chapter cell. The topic cell. And now second thing, they are saying that these boxes appear like honey. Okay, so cells also look like honeycomb, means where honeybees live, and it has walls or partitions, and it is termed as cell. It is for each box. Okay, so who discovered cell? Now the second thing we can say is who discovered cell. Who is the discovery person? The person who discovered cell is Robert Hooke. He observed cells in the bark of the tree. Okay, so let's see what he observed and when he observed. So Robert Hooke is the person who found cell in 1665. He observed a slide of cord under a simple magnifying device. He discovered cell in a simple magnifying device. Nowadays we have a lot of things to discover cells and to discover their inside things, but he only discovered cells with simple magnifying devices. My god, it's so good. And cork. What is cork? Cork is a part of a bark of a tree. So I earlier told you that he discovered that cells in bark of tree. So it is also called as cork. Okay, so he took the thin slice of cork and observed them under a microscope. He noticed partitioned boxes or compartments in a cork slice. So he discovered these things in a cork slice. He first of all, he noticed some partitioned boxes or compartments in that cork slide. Okay, now we are gonna see the cells. What are these definitions for this? So cell is look like bricks in a building, and cell is like a living organism. It is found in living organisms. It is a basic structural unit in living organisms. Okay, and it has different shapes, it has different designs, it has different sizes. Okay, and cells in the living organisms are complex living structures, unlike non-bricks. Is that the thin cell is a single cell? Okay, and enough to be seen by the unaided eye. It means that you can see the hen egg. Okay, it is a single cell. Okay, it is a single cell. Now organisms show variety in cell number, shape, and size. Now we are gonna read in this topic about its numbers, its shapes, and its size. And yeah, let's start with its topics. So there are millions of living organisms. Okay, and they have different shapes. They are different shapes and sizes. Okay, so the organ also vary in shape, size, and numbers of cell. Let us study about some of them. Okay, now the first thing I'm gonna read for you all is that number of cells. Now, do you know how many number of cells they are? Okay, how many cells are there in a human body? So first of all, let me tell that a billion is 1,000 million. A trillion is 1,000 billion. Okay, in this box it is said like that. Okay, can you guess the number of cells in a tree or in a huge animal like elephant? Do you know how many cells are there? There are maybe more. Elephant maybe more. Elephant may have more cells. Are you thinking that? Or the tall tree has it also has a lot of cells. So let's see. Are they having a lot of cells? So the number runs into billions and trillions. Human body has trillions of cells which vary in shapes and sizes. Different groups of cells perform different functions. Okay, now what is said that organisms made of more than one cell. What are they? Organisms made of more than one cell. These are called multicellular. Okay, and multi means many and cellular means cell. Organisms. The number of cells being less in small organisms does not in any way affect the functioning of the organism. So in small organism we will find cells in lesser amount, but their functions don't vary. Okay, their functions are same as the bigger organism. Now, what is single cell? Single cell. You will be surprised to know that an organism with billions of cells begins life as a single cell, which is fertilized egg. The fertilized egg multiplies and the number of cells increased as development proceeds. Okay, so what is unicellular? Both the organisms are made up of single cell. The single celled organisms are unicellular. So the single celled organisms are called unicellular, and the organisms which have more than two cells or more cells. Okay, so it is called as multicellular. Okay, now let's start. What is amoeba and what is paramecium? So these both are single celled, means they are unicellular organisms. Now let us find out the shape of cells. Now what are the shape of cells? Okay, so let's start that. First of all, you have seen amoeba. Okay, you know what is pseudopodia? It is the fake feet, false feet of amoeba. These projections appear and disappear as amoeba moves or feeds. Okay, so it is false feet of amoeba. Now white blood cell in humans. Okay, now what is WBC? Do you know what is WBC? WBC are white blood cells. Okay, these are single celled which can change its shape. But while WBC is a cell, amoeba is a full-fledged organism capable of independent existence. It is capable of independent existence. Yes. Now the thing is, you have muscle and nerve cells also. Okay, do you have muscles? Do humans have muscles or they have nerves? Okay, so muscles and nerves of human beings, you know they are in humans. So we have also muscle cells and nerve cells. First of all, let us see the shape, let us see the picture. So you can see here in the figure 8.4, spherical red blood cells of human spinal shape, muscle cells, long branch nerve cells. So these are their pictures. This is nerve cell. Okay, and this is, now this is let me again draw for you because it would be very confusing for you all. So these are spherical red blood cells. This is nerve cell. It is called a nerve cell. Sorry, spinal shapes are of this. Okay, and the spherical shaped muscles are these muscle cells. Okay, so let's quickly jump on the next topic. Now the size of cell. Now do you know what is the size of cell? I don't know actually. So let's start with this. Okay, I know. Okay, they need to be enlarged by time. Okay, the smallest cell is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer in bacteria. Okay, and the largest cell measuring 170 millimeter into 170 millimeter. I mean, it can be micrometer. Okay, so it is the egg of an ostrich. So you know, ostrich egg is the largest egg. Okay, it is the very largest egg in ostriches. And now the cell structure and its function. Now it is really important topic for other classes, and this came in your 8th class, so it's really important. Let's start with this chapter. This topic. So what are tissues? So do you know what are tissues? I think we might learned in our previous classes that each organ is further made up of smaller parts called tissues. So tissues are a group of similar cells which perform specific functions. Okay. Now parts of cell membrane. It's really important to learn this. So cell membrane. What is cell membrane? It's really important. So do learn this. And the basic components of the cell are cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus. So cytoplasm and nucleus are enclosed within the cell membrane. So cell membrane is like it encloses, cytoplasm and nucleuses are enclosed in the cell membrane, and it is also called as the plasma membrane. Okay, so the membrane separates cell from one another and also the cell from the surroundings medium. The plasma membrane is porous and allows, let's go to the next page, allows movement of substances or the materials both inwards and outwards. Here we have, yes. So what is cell membrane? It is a very short, thing for the cell membrane, which is the boundary of the onion cell is cell membrane. So you can see here we have some onion type diagram, and nucleus. What is nucleus? The central dense round body in the center is called a nucleus. The jelly-like substance. What is the jelly-like substance? The jelly-like substance in cells between the nucleus. Between the nucleus and the cell membrane is called the cytoplasm. I'm gonna share a very interesting animal cell diagram with you guys, so you can have a very nice understanding about that. So I'm going to link that animal cell diagram in the description box. I'm gonna make a very new video on it, and you guys will very interestingly see this because this will help you to learn this chapter and these parts also. So cell wall. What is cell wall? In addition to the cell membrane, there is an outer thick layer in cells of plants called cell wall. So the outer thick layer in cells is called the cell wall. Okay. Next thing which is really important is, let's go to the next page, which is this human cheek cells. It's like this is nucleus, this is cytoplasm, this is nuclear membrane, this is cell membrane. Okay, and we are gonna see the cytoplasm. So we have earlier read about the cytoplasm, which is a jelly-like substance which is present between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Various other components or the organelles or of the cell are present in the cytoplasm. So in the cytoplasm, various type of components or organelles. Okay, these are present in cytoplasm. Okay. So we have also mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosomes, etc. You will be learning about in the later classes. I'm gonna link that picture in the description box. So what is nucleus? I have earlier told you what is nucleus. It is an important component of the living cell. It is generally spherical and located in the center of the cell. So it is located in the center of the cell, which is really important to know about. Okay, it can be seen easily with the help of a microscope. So it can easily seen with a microscope, and it is separated from the cytoplasm by a membrane called nuclear membrane. So we have also a nuclear membrane in it. Now, what is nuclear membrane? Nuclear membrane, we have learned this. Just mark this and learn this, because this is also going to come in your exam very shortly. With a microscope of higher magnification, you want a microscope of higher magnification to see the nucleolus. Okay, so we can see a smaller spherical body in the nucleus. It is inside the nucleus, and it is called the nucleolus. In addition, nucleus contains thread-like structure called chromosomes. So chromosomes are the thread-like structure in the nucleus. It is inside the nucleus. Okay, so these thread-like structure, I mean the chromosomes, carry genes and help in inheritance or transfer of characters from the parents to the offspring. The chromosomes can be seen only when the cell divides. Okay, so when it divides, the chromosomes can only be seen there. Now, what is nucleus? Nucleus, we have learned. Okay, so nucleus, in addition, its role in the inheritance, acts control center of activities of the cell, and the entire content of the living cell is known as protoplasm. It's really important to know that the entire content of the living cell, what is known as? It is known as protoplasm. So protoplasm is called the living substance of the cell. It is also called the living substance of the cell. Now guys, what is prokaryotic cells? So do you know what is prokaryotic cells? If you know, so write down in the comment section below. The cells having nuclear material without nuclear membrane. So the cells, for example, these are the cells which have nuclear material. It has nuclear material but without the nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane. So these are called prokaryotic cells. So these organisms with these kinds of cells are prokaryotes. So pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. Okay, primitive nucleus. Okay, so the second thing to know about that is eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells means the cells like onion cell and cheek cells having very organized nucleus with a nuclear membrane. So they have the onion cells and the cheek cells has nuclear membrane with organized nucleus, okay, in it. So that is called the eukaryotic cells. And eukaryotes means true, and eu means true, and karyon means nucleus. Okay, so organisms other than bacteria and blue-green algae are called eukaryotes. Okay, so the organisms which have that. Now vacuole. Now what is the vacuole? Vacuole are the blank looking structures in the cytoplasm. So these are called as vacuole. It could be single cell. It could be single celled and big as in onion cells. So cheek cells also have some smaller vacuoles. Large vacuoles are common in plant cells. Vacuoles in animal cells are much smaller. Now what is plastids? Now plastids is, you might have noticed several small colored bodies in the cytoplasm of the cell of Tradescentia leaves. In Tradescentia leaves, you might notice several colored bodies in the cytoplasm of that cell. In Tradescentia leaves, they are scattered in cytoplasm of the leaf cell. These are called plastids. They are of different colors. It's really very beautiful. Some of them contains green pigments called chlorophyll. So what is chlorophyll? It is also in plants. So I mean, it's leaf, so it's plant, I know. So chlorophyll. Now what is chlorophyll? It is present in plants and it gives green color pigment to the plant. Okay, are called chloroplast. So what we have learned here, that the green colored plastids. So the green colored plastids are called chloroplasts. They provide green color to the leaves. Okay, you may recall the chlorophyll and chloroplast of the leaves is essential for photosynthesis. Yes. So the comparison of plant cell and animal cell. I'm gonna share a full detailed video about the comparison of plant cell and animal cell, its diagram, its meaning, and everything in the next video. So do like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more updates. And we have learned and we have cracked all the keywords in this chapter. So I think this video was very helpful for you all. If this video was very helpful so do like, share, and subscribe this channel for more updates.